All right, we're going to dive into a powerful story about our most precious resource, one that we all have, but so many of us waste time. It's a lesson that a lot of us, if we're being honest, learn a little too late.
So let me just ask you this. Have you ever had a really important task, a big deadline looming, and you just thought to yourself, I've got plenty of time. I'll get to it later? Yeah, I think we've all been there. Well, let's meet our main character, a young man named Gaurav. And let me tell you, Gaurav had pretty much perfected the art of putting things off. Gaurav's entire philosophy was basically, why do today what you can just do tomorrow? He genuinely, truly believed that he had an endless supply of time and that anything important could always wait. And as you can imagine, those habits started to pile up. His grades took a nosedive, he completely ignored his family when they tried to talk to him about his future, and his days just kind of vanished, wasted hanging out with friends or just endlessly scrolling through reels. It wasn't just procrastination anymore, he was genuinely stuck. So while he was watching all his friends move forward in their lives, Gaurav felt like he was standing still. He felt like a total failure. He finally realized that whatever he was doing, it just wasn't working. He knew he couldn't fix this by himself. He needed some guidance. He'd heard stories about this wise, honest old man who lived in his city. So, feeling pretty desperate for a way out of this mess, Gaurav took a leap of faith and went to find him. And this really gets to the core of it, doesn't it? He just poured out all his frustration to the wise man. He explained that it wasn't just about being lazy, it was the pain of watching everybody else succeed while he was being left behind. The old man just listened patiently, and then he hit him with a simple but profound truth. He said the problem wasn't a lack of talent, it was a lack of respect for time. And to teach this lesson, he didn't give advice. Instead, he offered a story. And so we get to the story within the story. It's a little parable about a king, a lazy man, and what was truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So the story goes, a generous king came across a man who was poor and lazy, and who was always blaming bad luck and other people for his problems. The king, wanting to help, made him an absolutely unbelievable offer. I mean, just think about that for a second. A life-changing fortune, completely free for the taking. The only condition? He had to show up and grab it before the sun went down. A simple task for an incredible reward, right? But here's where the tragedy really kicks in. The man rushes home to tell his wife, but then he immediately gets sidetracked. First, I'm hungry, I need to eat. After a big meal, he decides on a little nap and sleeps for 2 hours. When he finally gets going, he decides the sun is too hot, so he rests under a tree, where he falls asleep for another 4 hours. By the time he woke up, the light was fading. The window of opportunity was slamming shut. He ran as fast as he could, but it was just too late. The sun was gone, and the palace gates were locked shut. That once-in-a-lifetime chance was gone. Forever. The wise man finished his story, and then he just looked at Gaurav. And in that silence, you could just feel it. Everything clicked. Gaurav didn't need any explanation. He saw himself so clearly in that lazy man, squandering this incredible gift, not because he wasn't able, but because he just failed to act when he had the chance. And this is the lesson that changed everything for him. You can earn back money you lose, you can find another job, but you can never get back lost time. Every single second that ticks by is gone for good. It's the one thing that is truly, completely irreplaceable. You know, this one realization sparked a total transformation. Gaurav didn't just start to think differently. He started to act differently. It changed his whole approach to life. And the change was absolutely dramatic. The procrastinator, he became productive. The lazy student, he became totally focused. The young man who was always falling behind his friends, he quickly became the top student in his college. And it was all because he finally understood the power of right now. So, the lesson here is pretty clear. Time isn't a renewable resource. Every moment is a choice. You either build something with it or you live with the regret of wasting it. Because every lost hour, every lost minute is a piece of your life you are never getting back. Which really just leaves us with one final question. This story's over, but your day is just beginning. Time is your most valuable, non-refundable currency. So the question is, how are you gonna invest yours?